Well, Dark Souls is a hard game. It's not easy to just pick up. It's not like the free flow combat system from Shadow of Mordor or Batman, which that combat system is easy to pick up, but it's hard to master. This combat system of Dark Souls is hard to pick up and takes even more skill to master. Dark Souls combat mechanics has a lot of weight, movement, and hesitation for each frame of animation. It takes quite an amount of time to land an attack. It's slow, methodical, but intense and has a lot of weight. Dark Souls combat is so intense, has so much weight behind it, that it takes skill to learn how to wield it. Not every player is ready for this. Some players are casual. They play arcade shooters like Call of Duty, or even Fortnite. If you like it, I'm happy for you. However, me personally, I'm more of an H1Z1 guy. So anywho, Dark Souls requires a lot of skill and focus to play. So when you do play, it has a high skill gap. This splits the fan base. One side, you have the casuals who just want to enjoy the game. The hardcore players who want to conquer the greatest of challenges. Dark Souls is a hardcore game. People underestimate its difficulty. It's hard. Really hard. This is hard. This is no ordinary. This is some of the most devastating and intense and engaging formation of combat mechanics ever put to a game. I love Dark Souls. It's one of the greatest games of all time. It's a masterclass of video game design, and it's a relic of video game history. It's some of the most profound storytelling and narrative significance ever put to a game. Even the lore requires some kind of focus and noticing attention to details to understand. This is also against the casual narrative, where casuals will inevitably seek more casual-like experiences out of games. Casuals want it easy. They don't always take their time to experience tougher challenges. Sometimes they do, but overall, they're casual gamers. They just want to have fun. I personally don't have that luxury. I am not a casual gamer. I am a hardcore gamer and a severe gamer addict. I play hundreds of games all the time for hundreds of hours at a time, dissecting every detail and part of its depth, fighting tooth and nail for not only happiness in life, but also conquering the foes in the game. That's not easy. For me, taking down bosses in Kingdom Hearts, not easy. Saving Madokins in Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, not easy. Playing the games that I play are not easy. These are not easy games, and one of them is a defining achievement of video game history, Dark Souls. I play this all the time. I've beaten multiple bosses. I love this game to death, and its defining principles of storytelling, its narrative themes, and what they means so much to me. So when I see casuals trashing this game, which some do, I get so amazed and frustrated and mouth left agape. What the Why would you trash such a relic of gaming history? Just because you're a casual gamer and you want the game to be more fun, just say that, and you don't always want a hardcore experience. Also, Dark Souls fans, stop thrashing people for not wanting a hardcore experience. Let that go. That's not fair to the people who just want to have fun. Stop telling people they need to get good. No, leave them alone and let them have fun with the games they like. Stop forcing people to conquer certain challenges just to be valid. They have their own challenges in games they play. This is how people move up the ladder, by conquering challenges, and they already have their own. Dark Souls is a meaningful experience that should be had naturally on one's own time. When you decide to touch this relic of gaming history, you open yourself up to the possibility of a life-changing occurrence. This game showing up into your life is like a life-changing occurrence. It's that deep. It's that profound. Dark Souls is not accessible to everybody. Everyone wasn't meant to play a game like this. So From Software fans need to calm down and stop telling people to get good and leave them alone. If you're a fan of games and you have issues with Dark Souls, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with voicing your concerns, why you have issues with its gameplay. Maybe its combat, maybe its story wasn't for you. Why is this wrong to think? I personally love Dark Souls, and I'm shocked that there are people who actually hate it, but I still love it anyway and accept their opinion and perspective. I don't thrash them for having this point of view. I've seen them do this. This is what I've seen. From Software fans thrashing people for having a hard time with Dark Souls or not even liking it and giving it criticism. Casual gamers are not the same as hardcore gamers, people who live, breathe, and sweat this. They're just a different kind of gamer, which is cool. because they just want to have fun, which is rad. That's absolutely rad. That's the raddest thing ever. This game is not for everybody. So people have to stop trying to force people to live up to certain standards about games. Don't try and force your perspective about how you think a hardcore gamer should be onto someone else. Don't try and force a perspective of, oh, in order to be a hardcore gamer, you have to beat games like Dark Souls or Dark Souls itself, or you just suck. Wrong. Dark Souls is not the only measure of testing one's ability in a game. You have Jak 2, which is really hard. You have Devil May Cry, which has a huge combination of creativity, style, and intense combat mechanics that, well, yeah, I just wanted to say that. It has such a combination of these things that it creates a large and vast challenge during boss fights like Virgil or the Twins. So, you have games like this that test your ability and test your reflexes, so that is wrong. What you're saying is objectively wrong. That is not true. So that narrative should not be pushed. Dark Souls, it's true. It's not accessible to everyone. So what? Maybe it's not supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be what it is. Hard. Really hard. Dark Souls is hard. Dude, it's really hard. It's one of the hardest games I've ever played. It's crazy. Dark Souls is inaccessible to some players because some players just want to have fun with games and want to enjoy it for what it is and don't always want a constant challenge all the time. Sometimes you want a casual experience. Dark Souls is not casual. There's nothing casual about Dark Souls. Although some From Software fans might make it look easy, it's not. And also sometimes they state, oh, Dark Souls 2 is easier than Dark Souls 1, or Dark Souls is easy, or Elden Ring is easy. You might hear that from a hardcore experienced player, not realizing just how good at the game they really are. That's why they speak about Dark Souls in that manner. Haven't you ever noticed how From Software players speak as if Dark Souls is just easy? Even though it's not. This is not the casual experience. That's their experience. The casual gamer's experience is going to be completely different, and we have to be aware of that. We have to accept that not everybody is going to like Dark Souls, that this game is not for everyone, that it's not meant to be for everyone, and that's okay. So why the backlash? Why the constant get goods? It's from people who are being rude about other people not liking a game. It doesn't matter if they don't like it. What matters is the fact that people feel the way they feel and experiences differentiate from community to community. Every game is not made to be casual. Some games are hardcore, and therefore hardcore players. Commend yourselves, as you are hardcore gamers who love a challenge, and they just want to have fun. I don't just play games for fun, I play it to live. I live off video games, movies, cartoons, anime. I live off these things. I live and breathe these things, so I take it quite seriously sometimes. Because sometimes you don't want to take everything seriously and want and even need a casual experience. We all need that sometimes, a more casual experience, which is also why Dark Souls is not always accessible to everyone. This is what separates the casual gamer from the hardcore gamer. The hardcore gamer is going to try and achieve any challenge he can. He wants to be challenged. He wants that test. The casual doesn't want to always be challenged. They want to have fun. They want to enjoy themselves, and that's understandable, given that you don't always want to be pushed to the limit every time. Sometimes you want to actually have a good time, and that's understandable, so people should respect that. Dark Souls is intentionally not accessible to everyone for a reason. Dark Souls was made with a hardcore experience in mind. It wasn't made with casuals in mind. Keep this in mind, as Dark Souls is not supposed to be accessible, and that's a good thing. It's good that he created a revolutionary and groundbreaking formula in combat mechanics, and it's fantastic that Dark Souls is so hard and so well made that not everyone is accessible to it, meaning you should be proud of yourself if it's accessible to you.